So you've been woodworking for a while and you're thinking about doing a little bit of carving. Well, I've made some videos that hopefully are helping you a little bit, but I thought, well, if you're just getting started out, you might be researching some tools. And just getting started out in anything, you don't want to dump a ton of money into it. So I looked on Amazon and I said, what is an inexpensive set of tools that somebody can get that doesn't cost them a fortune? Now, this was a couple months ago, and I ran across this set of 12 from Yellowhammer on Amazon. And a couple of months ago, this cost me $30 for 12 tools. So that's a deal. I actually bought 2 sets. So in looking at these Yellowhammer tools, they are the exact same set of 12 tools that Shaft has. And in playing around with them, I have found that the quality is pretty much the same. It looks like the same manufacturer for Shaft is the same for Yellowhammer and some others that I've recently found on Amazon. They're the exact same tools, the same shape, pretty much the same style, and they're just rebranded differently. I can hear somebody saying, always buy the best.
Grandma always says, buy only the best.
Well, if you can afford it, I don't disagree. However, these less expensive tools, and when I say inexpensive, I don't mean cheap. There's a difference between inexpensive and cheap. Inexpensive is not that much money and they're serviceable. Cheap is not that much money and they don't work. These tools, if you sharpen them, work. I played with them. They're exactly the same tools as the Shaft, and I've explained in other videos that these Shaft tools, once sharpened properly, perform every bit as good as the Swiss made by File or any of the vintage tools that I own. And I have a lot of these tools, vintage tools, Swiss made, Dastra, all of them. And once they're sharp, they all are pretty good and serviceable. If you don't know how to sharpen, I have some videos in the past that go through the whole process and make it really easy. And that's the one thing that is the difference really between these tools and say the Swiss made. If you buy the Swiss made, which might run you today $40 to $60, it comes sharpened. All you have to do is really kind of hone it and you're ready to go. These tools, some require some grinding, they all need to be sharpened, but some need some rough grinding before honing them and getting them sharp and workable. And so you have to put a little time into it, but that's a good thing because if you're new, these are good to learn sharpening and how to handle the tools and what to do with them. Are they the best tools around? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I like my other tools. They work just as good once you get them sharp. That's the point. This set, like I said, costs $30. I have another set that I just looked on Amazon. It's now $79. The Shaft set went from $99 to $119 now. The set that I found that I'll link below also comes with a tool roll and a mallet for $79. That's about $6.50 a tool. That's pretty inexpensive. In previous videos, I explained how to go about getting vintage tools on the less expensive side. And if you're interested in that, go back and look at some of the older videos. But if you just want to get started and you want to get a set, these tools work. So let's take a look at these tools. One of the worst ones in the group is the number 9 10 millimeter. You'll notice that this tool is really, really thick here, and it needs to be ground back. They all need regrinding. You're going to have to put some time into them. Now, I took the same tool out of the other set and I reground it, and I'll show you the difference. The angle on this tool makes you try to cut right about there. When I reground the tool, I lowered the angle on it. Now I can start cutting right about there. You'll see those two different angles make your carving comfort level a lot better. So I reground this tool, and now if you want to carve, you're going to be right about there. And you'll notice that this tool now performs pretty well. I'm going across grain. This is basswood, but it cuts well in other hardwoods. Okay, that's sharpened. This one's right out of the box. See all that raggedness? This tool is just not cutting. See how high I'm having to go here? And it's not performing. Very, very different from this tool. I mean, you can really hog some wood off with this tool. And I have found that they hold an edge, no problem. And they are worth every penny that you spend on them. And you can still take small little, nice little shavings. Fine little, delicate work. Again, across the grain. But to emphasize the point, you will have to regrind this tool, and I'll show you really quickly. I'll show you what I do, but if you really want to learn how to quickly sharpen, go back to my sharpening videos in the past. I go step by step, and I go into actually too much depth for most people, but I didn't want to leave anything out. But every one of these tools is dull. This one's cutting a little bit, but see how high I am here? And see how ragged that is? We'll sharpen this tool and then we'll look at the difference. I mean, they work, but they're not working well, and you'll get frustrated. So we'll sharpen this tool and we'll come back. On this fiber wheel, I'm also using face shield. Fiber wheel heats up the tool more than the diamond wheel. Don't let the tool overheat at the edge. We're ready to go. You'll see a nice satin finish. Green. Mother's mag and aluminum polish. If you have any questions about this, go see preceding videos. You can make it look as pretty as you want. All right, so that's where we're at. All right, well, let's see how we did. We're going to go with the grain. Nope. All right, so as you saw, I missed it the first time. I had to go back, and that sometimes happens. I've done it a lot, and it occasionally happens to me. I was in a hurry, and I really didn't look at the edge. But I went back in just a few minutes, got it to where it needs to be, and I'll show you. So now it's cutting just fine. This is across the grain. With the grain. I mean, you can take as little or as much off as you like. And that method, that is the type of polish that you get on the tool. And it's super simple. Once you follow some specific steps, you can get this tool going in probably 5 minutes. So it's worth it. So even if you could afford a quote better tool, why would you want to buy these less expensive tools? Well, there's a number of reasons. Again, I already mentioned that it gives you an opportunity to practice grinding and sharpening the tools. Maybe you're getting into carving and you're not sure that you would really like it. So why invest a ton of money? And these tools are good. Like I have a number of, like this number 7. This number 7 looks like 10 millimeter. I might have a couple, 2 or 3 different ones, and they're ground differently to do different carving tasks. So getting an inexpensive tool to do maybe something that you don't normally do that often, carving, is a smart thing to do. So I've shown you that these tools can be serviceable, and you can get years and years and years of life out of these tools and even pass them down to your heirs. So they're actually great, especially for the money. And if the way the cost has been going up on these tools, I would grab it now if you think that you would ever want it. Because like I said, this set of yellow hammers were $30 for the 12 of them. Right now, they're unavailable at Amazon. But again, I found that other set. I'll put the link below. It's $79, which still works out to $6.50 a tool, which is a bargain. And don't delay, because the way things are going up, it's going to be more. The nice thing is, it's the same as the shaft set. The shaft is $119. The set I'll link to is $79, and it comes with a tool roll and a mallet. So check it out. I've shown you that they work. If you feel like you got any value out of this, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you subscribe, you get all my new videos that come out, and I'm going to be putting out more carving videos, woodworking videos, and anything that is building related. So if you can, it helps me out. It doesn't cost you anything, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.